It is such a cold morning, but I am determined to show you some of the crops I am growing this July. And some of them are doing amazingly well, others are just getting started, and others are not. So stay with me so that we can walk through the garden together. Welcome to Lively Garden, where we encourage you to grow your own food the organic way. And we also believe that no matter how small your space is, you can still grow your own food. And we are starting off with something very exciting. Can you take a moment to guess what this is? This is a purple cauliflower. I can't believe I managed to grow this. And honestly, I didn't even plant this. I think the seed fell and then it just germinated on its own. And then I just kept it and it kept on getting taller and taller and taller. And then one day I saw a tiny purple cauliflower forming, and now it's just getting bigger and bigger. It's so beautiful, but it's so huge. It takes up a lot of space in the garden. So I don't know if this is how purple cauliflower grows. If you have grown them, please do let me know if this is how big they get, as in the stalk and the leaves, and they end up taking so much space in the garden. But I really love it. I'm also growing the white cauliflower. So I don't know why I'm growing so many cauliflowers this time round. And as I was doing my scouting, look at what I found. A caterpillar. So if you are growing brassicas, you have to be on the lookout. These things love brassicas. This is a caterpillar. So you have to keep checking, keep looking. This is why I always emphasize on the best habit you can adopt as an organic farmer is to do scouting, because this is when you get to see all the pests when they are out here busy munching on your vegetables, and then you just kill them. After the cauliflowers, I'm also growing broccoli. I've told you this year it's me and the brassicas. Now, for the broccoli, I have not seen any caterpillars. And if you can look at the leaves, we don't have any holes on them. But I'm sure you can notice that some of the leaves look a bit curled, and that is because of aphids. And funny thing, I have not seen any aphids on the cauliflowers. It's like these pests just have favorites. But with aphids, what I usually do, I just splash them with like a hose pipe with a lot of water, and then they just fall on the ground. So that's what I've been doing. I don't have any biopesticide I'm using. I just spray them with water, and it seems to work. But they are not as much. And the great thing is that after harvesting the broccoli head, you can the variety, I don't know if this is one of those varieties, but there are those varieties that continue producing smaller side shoots, so you get multiple harvest from just one plant. If this is one of those, I will definitely let you know, and I will show you what that looks like. My next vegetable is spinach. And I know I call this spinach, and then some of you come for me in the comment section and you're like, Vivian, that is not spinach, that is a Swiss chard. Let me explain myself. Growing up, we were told this is spinach. And even if I go to my local vendor and ask for Swiss chard, she's gonna look at me like, what is that? So we call this spinach. At least most of us. But I'll do my research and see the differences between spinach and Swiss chard so that I name it better, because again, I also don't want to be ignorant. But for now, we're still going to refer to it as spinach until I do my research. So, one thing I really love about spinach is that it's one of those very fast growing vegetables, and then also it's a cut and then come back, because you're able to harvest whatever you need, and then it continues to produce more leaves. So I really love that about spinach, that you can have the same plant for months. And then also I love the versatility. You can use it in salads, in smoothies, in omelets. So if you're a beginner gardener, I think spinach is one of those things that you should consider planting. So maybe you can let me know in the comment section your favorite way to eat spinach, and then also maybe you can help me understand the difference between Swiss chard and spinach. So educate me. I'm ready to be educated. I'm ready to help, to be helped. Just help me in the comment section. Let me know the difference, because I know some of you will beat me if I continue calling it spinach, but I don't know better. Then we go to one of my favorite crops to grow, and that is tomatoes. And one of the reasons I love growing tomatoes is because a single healthy plant can produce dozens of fruits throughout the season. And if you're following this channel, you know I love showing how even one store-bought tomato can turn into a garden full of tomatoes. And to keep your tomato plants healthy, make sure they get plenty of sunshine. We've talked about consistent watering. We've also talked about good airflow around the plant. And I've also insisted on watering at the base of the plant instead of leaves, so that it helps reduce fungal diseases. And also another tip, when you prune the tomatoes, instead of throwing away the prunings, if it's the leaves and they are healthy, you can put them in your compost pile. Now if the leaves have like fungal issues, please don't compost those ones, just throw them away. And if you prune the suckers, you don't have to throw the suckers away. You can just dip them in a jar of water, and they're going to develop the roots, and then you can replant that, and it's going to be another full tomato plant. I am also growing mustard greens, both the purple and the green. Now, I love the purple because they contain anthocyanins, and these are the same antioxidants that give blueberries, purple cabbage, purple cauliflower their vibrant color. And these antioxidants help protect the body's cells from damage. Now, for me, mustard, I grow mustard just so that I have a variety, because there's sometimes I don't feel like eating spinach, or you want a break from kales, and that maybe it's a season where you don't have amaranth or black nightshade. So that's where for me mustard greens come in, because they give me another delicious leafy vegetable to harvest, which means we don't get bored eating the same greens every week, because they can get very boring. So I think one of the secrets to eating more vegetables is simply having variety. Another thing I love about mustard greens is how quickly they grow. They're one of those crops that reward you in just a few weeks. And again, just like the spinach, you don't uproot or you don't pull out the whole plant. You harvest the outer leaves and the center continues growing. And that way you can enjoy multiple harvests from just one plant. We move to the onions. I'm growing different types of onions, and you're going to start with the bunching onions, sometimes called spring onions or green onions. These ones don't form large bulbs, but they are fantastic because you can harvest them early and use both the white stems and the green tops. And also another thing I love is that they are self-propagating, so you can just harvest whatever you need and then leave the rest to continue growing and multiplying on their own. I'm also growing the bulb onions, both the white and the purple, and this is what most people use in their kitchens. So this is how they look. They're only a few weeks old, so I don't know if this is okay how they look, but I'll just continue giving them more time. Maybe I will mulch where they are, and then see how they are going to perform. But bulb onions do take some time, so I think it's ideal to plant both the bulb onion and the spring onions, so that as you wait for the bulb onions to mature, you can be harvesting your green onions. Under the onions category, we also have the leeks. These ones, I can say I just grow them for fun. I don't grow a lot of them. I usually use them in soups and stews sometimes, but not so much. So these ones, we can just say I just grow them for vibes. I also enjoy growing strawberries. They are ideal for small spaces, and as you can see, mine are ripening, which is very exciting. But one of the things you need to look out for is that you are not the only one who enjoys them, but birds, snails, and some insects are always waiting for them to ripen. So make sure you keep a close eye on them so that you're the first one to pick them. It's a competition. But I'm planning to plant mine vertically, and I can't wait to take you on that journey. It's gonna be exciting. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. Please do let me know where you're watching from. Also, let me know what vegetables you are planting this July. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.